Hello and welcome to the return of the Cattle Prodcast. I'm your host and MC, as always, Ethan Berman.
I'm Matt Grabowski.
Carl Fry.
Emily Shrode.
Well, the three usual cast of characters are here. We're joined by, as you probably heard, our friend Carl, who's directing that fanciful web series we kept talking about, the entire reason why we have a production company in the first place.
So nice.
How does it feel, Matt, that finally it's physical? Like, it's going to happen?
It's definitely physical now. While we haven't shot anything technically for it, it's just like...
We shot a scene today.
Yeah, we shot a... Yeah, I don't know. That's a whole deal. I mean, it's just so much work. Auditions are sent out, or the casting call is sent out. People responded. We're casting tomorrow. It's real. Like, we can't back out now, because if we do, we're bitches.
We could.
I mean, we could. We totally could. But then we'd have to live with this for the rest of our lives, and I don't think I could do that.
I have to live with, like, these 12 donuts, these
all our
bags of
snacks
chips.
for tomorrow. So exciting.
So exciting.
It's, yeah, we've just been riding this, like, hype train this whole time. Slowly dying, because we're just so busy, but also excited.
We're fine.
I think
You're the one dying.
Yeah, well, some take it better than others.
I think it'd be fun right now. First off, what's everyone's roles with the project? So, Matt.
Yeah, so mainly still writing it, of course with my buddy John Roden, and also helping out with the producing it.
Mm-hmm. You're doing a good job at that.
Same to all y'all.
Carl?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm directing. Right now I'm just trying to take care of the casting that we have tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Emily?
So I'm the assistant director, and that means, like, I just schedule basically what shots we do, what days, and all that. And
Emily's kind of taken on like a co-producer role almost, in the sense that the way we wanted to use her is that she knows how to schedule and organize and keep us all kind of ready, so whenever we need that extra paperwork done or something kind of like looking nice, she's really good at that.
I've always thought of you as an EP for this.
Right.
also low-key executive producer, but, like, the low-key...
What's up?
More of an associate producer, actually. I did go get the snacks today.
That's why I said co-producer.
Yeah.
I was like Matt and I are EPs, and then Emily's definitely co-producer. Yeah, and I'm doing the other EP role with Matt. My thing with it, because I didn't really have any say in the writing process other than edits, is I've just been kind of keeping the momentum going of logistic stuff, budgeting, just lining the script, breaking everything down, making sure this actually physically gets made the way we wanted to get made, and getting the human bodies organized. And it's really weird because, like, I've always wanted to be a creator, and I'm realizing I'm having way more fun not creating, but getting other people I like who are creative and good at things excited to work on a project.
Yeah.
So my entire job is just to get them hyped. Like, I have to, like, it's like getting a toddler, like, riled up to go play. I just have to be like, no, listen, it's going to be awesome. You're going to be able to do your thing. You're going to go play. Like, yeah, I'm down.
It's working. And, like, it's not just us.
Right.
There's like 100 people who are behind this project.
Yeah.
They are now, yeah, honestly.
Fully.
Yeah, so, and the thing is, everyone believes in it, and it's awesome. So, we bring it up, not just because we want to have you guys hear lovely voices, but
also that.
yeah, I mean, obviously. But our Patreon is up, it's going, and it's going to be updated here by the time this launches with the newest and most complete budget, which is exactly the dollar amount we need to get episode 1 done the way we want it. Obviously, we can stretch past the goal, and any extra money we'll get will help make this project perfect, but we really need that goal money, essentially, to get this thing budgeted and actually look professional, so that way when we pitch it to Rooster Teeth here at the end of the month, or, sorry, end of the semester, it'll actually be a product we're proud of.
Y'all have heard of Rooster Teeth, right?
I mean, they're kind of...
They're low-key.
Little whispers,
Yeah.
back alley deals, that kind of deal. Yeah.
They're big online.
So I hear. So I hear, Ethan.
Alright, I think it'd be fun, because typically we come to the podcast, each of us has their own discussion topic, but I did kind of want to impromptu some.
Sure.
So, for example, I want to hear around everyone, what's been the toughest moment of this project so far for you?
Wow, I guess I'll just go ahead and go first.
Yeah.
It's not too rude. With still so much to go, I would actually say the toughest thing is keeping it mentally together. Because in my mind, like, I've always, like, when it comes to something that I'm really invested in, I like to have like a hand on it, so I feel like I have some form of control. That's just human nature, I guess it is. But it's like, as things slowly become more physical, like castings tomorrow, we're like, okay, cool. Like, once we're there, we're in the room, and we're seeing people, I'd be like, this is happening, things are flowing, it's all good. But it's like, as things are just out of our grasp from being physical, like, just as we're locking the rest of crew, getting locations, buying the props and everything, that's the one thing that's like still, it's just like keeping it together, being like, it'll come, just relax, give it a second. So it's nothing necessarily that we've done so far, I would say. It's just waiting for it to go from dream to progress and eventually reality, I would say, is the main thing for me.
Gotcha. This has been your brainchild.
Yeah,
Like,
our brainchild.
No, it's our brainchild,
Right.
but it was like your initial spark. So it's like most interesting that I appreciate you letting me have a hand in the dough. But
Wouldn't
it was
be here
like,
without you, buddy.
You came to me and were like, "Hey, I want to make a cake,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, cake would be great."
Yeah.
But you're still the idea. You had this catalyst in your head, and you've been starving for the past 5 months. So
Yeah.
yeah. Good one, Carl. What do you got? What's been the hardest moment for you?
Honestly, time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously I came into this project a little bit later, so I want to just fully be able to devote myself to it. Just read the script and read it again and read it again. But I'm simultaneously editing a couple grad films, doing a couple hundred VFX shots for New Sky right now, which they need to be high quality.
Are you getting paid for those? Or?
Yeah, 78 cents an hour.
Nice.
Killing it.
Yeah, and of course Redneck Richie, a couple
Right.
music videos, stuff like that.
Tell us about Redneck Richie.
Okay, so Redneck Richie is the story of a redneck vlogger who encounters supernatural beings and kills them.
Yep.
Nice. And
wonderful.
that's your web series that you're making. And
I
stuff
just
like
realized
that.
he does kill everyone. You just blew my mind. It's weird 'cause I didn't think of the fact that he is a destructive force.
No, he is, yeah. That's part of his oblivious nature, and that's what like I got to keep because obviously I went into it imagining a much darker universe.
Yeah.
And Nick helped make it more like
digestible?
marketable.
Yeah.
Digestible.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he let me keep the fact that it
Yeah.
always ends in death.
You just blew my mind. Like, genuinely, 'cause I've seen like all the episodes. I read the scripts now. Yeah.
Yeah.
He kills Sasquatch and he kills.
guess
He
so.
kills the girl in the haunted house. He kills
And
Slender,
the Slender Man.
Witch, Alien, all the aliens. He kills hundreds of aliens.
He does kill hundreds of millions.
We're literally gonna have blow up a spaceship.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so fun.
So, quick little gossip, I guess. This is like the fun part of the podcast. I went to a producer's meeting with Carl to help him make this project. And I'm working on the witch episode Carl just said. Someone else is working on the alien episode, but I had to read the alien script. And there was an element where they asked if everything was doable and everything felt like how low the budget was going to be. And I was just staring. I had it highlighted on my version of the script. And it was like, Richie looks down at Larry, who is now adorned in Rambo attire. He just slaughtered hundreds of aliens.
Larry's a pig.
Yeah, Larry's a
Oh
pig.
yeah.
Larry's also the pet pig.
He's in Rambo attire and he slaughtered like hundreds of aliens. The aliens run off and he's like, good boy. And this is after, which is preceded by a scene where Redneck Richie literally takes Larry by the leash and uses him as like a flail, a morning star, and beats aliens with it before Larry's launched hundreds of feet off in a different direction. And Matt, I feel like you're probably the one person that actually seen these videos. Corridor Digital, have you seen those? Like they make the portal gun videos on YouTube and stuff like that. You like VFX heavy stuff.
I think like a long time ago.
You know what I'm talking about, that kind of style?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of, like really high depth of field, GoPro, over the top VFX with this thing, and it
Yeah.
sounds awesome. But from a producing standpoint, where it was like, yes, like what are you concerned about this episode? And just highlighted it. I'm like, nah, everything's great. You know?
Yeah. But you know what's amazing? Like Corridor Digital, like especially all the early stuff, which blew people away, got millions and millions of views. They did that stuff for free.
Mhm.
It was just talent and creativity to
Yeah.
like find a solution. We want to blow something up. There's a couple ways to do this, and
They all share the same pirated copy of After Effects.
yeah. So they made it work. It just shows there's ways around money to still make something awesome.
For sure.
Absolutely.
All right, Emily, as AD, what's been the toughest part?
The toughest part of being AD is realizing I'm not just AD but also producer.
Yeah.
So you're like asking my opinions about things, and I'm like, I'm just here to schedule. I'm just here to schedule time and stuff. Like, don't look at me.
But
And then Ethan yelled at me enough to
yeah.
get it into my head.
Well, like one of the meetings afterwards, I was like, "Hey, is everything okay? Like, I feel like you're an active member of the group. Like, you're not just there because you live here." And then she was like, "Oh, I thought my entire job was just to schedule." So I was like, "Why am I at this meeting?" I'm like, "No, you're like a producer, basically.
Yeah.
You know, like we want you to have an input." She's like, "Oh, okay."
Whether you got the memo or not, that's essentially what it's become at this point. And you're doing a great job at it.
Oh, thank you.
But I think the biggest miracle of this so far has been that everyone's just been like, let's take things as they come, and everything's been going perfect. Of like, casting, it was like, okay, we should cast. When are we gonna do it? Friday. When are we the casting call up? Wednesday. Oh, cool. 50 people asked to be on a shoot.
That was Monday, by the way.
Yeah. So it's like, take things as they come, and I think we've all been expertly launching. So I think this is the perfect crew because everyone is confident enough to take roles versus us all being like specialized, I guess, and it being like someone can't complete their task or whatever.
I think that's been the hardest part for you because like every night, like you're just stressing out, like nothing's going wrong, and I'm like, stop.
Yeah, I would say my heart, you spoiled it. My hardest thing so far of Campus Heroes is the fact that everything's going very smooth. And as someone, like Shrode called it my George Costanza moment, where as someone who thrives off of things going horrible and me fixing fires, there's been no fires. So I'm like, okay, everyone's super cool. We're actually getting the like, ideal crew and cast where like we can handpick instead of having to like make do. Everything's looking up. I have a director I'm really excited to work with, and working with Matt and Emily has been like perfectly fine. I'm like, oh, this is horrible because everything's perfect. And I was expecting a lot more friction, you know?
I totally get what you're saying from. That being said, I hope we didn't just jinx ourselves because we do have casting tomorrow. And
Every time he complains about it, I'm like, stop jinxing. Stop jinxing it.
I don't believe in jinxing. I think I'm so over jinxing, it never happens.
Fair enough. It's a mindset. It's a mindset.
Yeah.
Or is it? We'll find out.
What's funny is one of the short ideas Emily wrote, like, she got for anyone who can see, Carl does a bit, it's a physical gag that never gets old, where he just makes a frame out of his fingers and like replicates a camera zooming in on his face intensely.
At the best moments.
Which I think is the best thing so far, that Carl lives a mockumentary real life every day. But yeah, Emily's had a thing about capturing all of our verbal tics very well through scripts that I don't even recognize I have. Like every time I get stressed and I start eeing, and she put that in the script, I didn't realize I did that. And then someone did something that broke me at one point, and I went, and I was like, oh no, I'm actually doing the bit. Like I am a caricature at this point. To the point we can make shorts about ourselves.
We're storytellers, man. We're students of character. That's what we do.
Right. Speaking of which, best moments of Campus Heroes.
I was gonna ask. I was like, I hope we get to best moments.
we're
Otherwise, we're just
talking
letting
about
everyone
the
down. Like things are going great, but here's us just bitching to you on a microphone. So.
I mean, that's kind of what the podcast is.
Yeah, like well, true. You're right.
What's going well, man?
What's going well? Honestly, the team. Like, so going into this, and I'm not just saying that because they're all in this room. Because I'm overall a pretty nice person, but still recording. Right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. But I'm saying this truly out of the goodness of my heart. Like, honestly, the people that I've been lucky enough to work with have all been awesome. They're not just, like, people that are like, okay, yeah, I can do my job. It's not a problem. They're people that are actively, like, putting in effort that makes me truly think, am I pulling my weight? I can do one more thing tonight. I can do one more thing today. I can do this thing. I can double check this. I can think of one more idea. Like, it's always just, like, I was always concerned that when I take on a big project like this, that I was going to be the one that was totally into it and left hanging, holding the bag, while everyone else just kind of slowly ditches on me. But this, it's just like constantly one person after another. I'm like, they're pulling their weight, and then some. I can do the same. So I'd say the best thing about this is just all the awesome momentum we have going, like with just all of us as a team.
There's definitely a feeling like something Rishi, like Bernie Burns always says, is being successful online or like being part of a good project is like falling uphill. Where it's exhausting because you're going uphill, but because you're falling, you can't stop it, and you're just constantly rolling momentum, whatever. Never made sense to me. I'm like, what does that mean? Until right now, where I realized, I'm like, this is what it feels like. We are falling uphill, but we can't stop it.
Fuck. Well played, Bernie Burns.
Yeah.
Well played.
Carl. Best moments so far, Campus Heroes, or like, what do you think's best about this project so far?
Oh man, like just you talking about that's all I'm thinking about now. Is how perfect this team is. It's literally perfect. Being in this room with you guys, it's like we don't fight at all about anything. If we have disagreements, we come to agreements. You know, we work everything out, and it's all working.
We literally had a producer meeting with our with like a mentor of ours, I guess, like Carl's boss and someone we like it. he sat down, he had notes for the script, and it was that thing of like Matt and I came with ties on, and we sit like just the sit down and the sigh of like, okay, how are we gonna handle this? We didn't prep beforehand. Like, what if he just goes, just take out all the comedy and make it like a cop drama, whatever.
Yeah.
We were just like genuinely stressed, and then instead like he was just completely in on it, and we're like, oh hey, awesome, you know, any notes he had, we're like, yeah, we agree with those, and it isn't just like a circle jerk either. It isn't like, oh, everyone's thinking exactly the same because there's no whatever. It's genuinely everyone gets on the same wavelength to the point that we're like completing each other's sentences, or like someone's thinking something but can't like explain it or like eloquently put it. So someone goes, oh no, this, and yeah, it's exactly what I was thinking. Or, oh, what about this? Oh yeah, or someone won't even consume that content, but we'll show someone a clip and they'll go, that's exactly what I'm thinking about. And we're like,
yeah.
we know.
Yeah, and it's not even that like that some people aren't saying things that we all agree with, like. Especially when we were meeting with our mentor, he would say a few things. We're like, "Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great suggestion." But there are others that we put like in the maybe box because we're like, I mean, that's an idea, and it could work for this. We don't know if it's necessarily what we're gonna do, but it's definitely like it's in the same realm as that is good, like creative, constructive criticism.
Right.
Yeah.
Emily, anything else to add, Carl? You think that is there anything that you hope comes out of this?
That I hope comes out of this?
Yeah, like,
I mean...
Like, is there anything you're waiting for? I know...
Well, like you said, everything's gone good so far,
right.
so I'm a little worried.
Right.
You never know, but like...
I feel like you could even like maybe do one more pass around where it's like, so we went for worst thing, the best thing, and then we could do hope last.
Okay.
I feel like we could do
hope
that.
last. All right.
If that's cool.
Okay, no, well, you were talking, I wasn't even thinking about what I was going to say, I was only thinking about what you were saying.
Cool. I got
Nice.
you.
Emily.
Buying you some time.
Yeah. Best part?
Best part.
I really enjoy these producer meetings. Everyone comes over to my house, and Ethan cooks for all of us instead of just for me on these rare occasions. And they're a lot of fun. We get along really well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think one of my favorite parts was actually today grocery shopping. I made sure that I ate before I went to the grocery store so that I wasn't like starving and just bought everything.
It's a smart move.
It's life hacks, man.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And I just had so much fun just like, oh, look at this. Oh, get some donuts. Oh, some water? Yeah.
It's like being a mom for all the actors coming in tomorrow.
Yeah.
I saw the look in Carl's eyes of like not being able to relate to grocery shopping, like having a full stomach before you go to grocery shopping. I saw that like empty with full glare across the table. And I could
One day, Carl.
Yeah, and I'm becoming more like Henry Rollins. It's just like, I go to HEB, I know exactly the 3 items I'm going to get. I go to the express checkout lane.
Respect.
It's perfect.
I love it. Yeah, so I guess for mine. Oh, go on, Carl.
Also, I just got my imported ramen noodles from San Francisco.
Yes.
Where they have special flavors,
Mm-hmm.
like picante beef with extra
Right.
seasoning and stuff
So
like
just
that.
real ramen that isn't just like
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Which thing is real ramen is still cheap.
Yeah.
Like I know
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, but like it's just better. Like everyone's like I see people all the time post that like there's a BuzzFeed video that went viral and they're constantly talking about like, well, ramen even though it's cheap, it's actually whole for your body. You actually get more nutrition and fulfillment out of eating a carrot. You know, you can get a pack of carrots for the cost of the thing of ramen or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but like you're missing on the point. Like it's a full thing, whatever. But with like we buy that spicy ramen, the spicy like
it's so good.
like ramen or whatever that like they sell at HEB, they sell everywhere, and it's like 10 cents more than normal ramen, a million times better quality. Noodles are thicker, it's spicier, the base is better.
That's what you're talking about.
It comes with everything. It's just a million times better. And I'm like, stop bagging on ramen because you don't know how to cook it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, best part of campus here so far, genuinely the fact that I've mastered the art of the meeting.
Yeah.
I think like I've always had meetings before. I've throughout my time at RTF here at UT, I've had a lot of time to do meetings. But like this has been, all right, schedule time. I'm gonna meet you here at this location. I've intentionally when people leave it up to me, which they almost always do, to set up the meeting. I intentionally think like, okay, where was I last time? I want to be on the opposite side of campus or the opposite side of Austin this time. Because I just can't keep meeting in the same area, and it keeps it feeling fresh. Of like, all right, sit down. How do I? Because I've had to keep pitching campus heroes. Like each and every single time, these people, this is their first time hearing about the project. So I have to keep saying it as if this is the fresh new idea, and I can't be like, yeah, you know, it's a web series. We're making every time it has to be. Listen, this is the best project ever made ever, and I think I'm starting to get to like I'm understanding what it means to like be someone that's hyping content or whatever. Because
No, absolutely.
it's like to get people on, you have to get them excited. These meetings are the most fun part because it's every single time this is the first time they're hearing about this, you know, and I'm jealous of them. I live vicariously through the fact that, oh, here's a cool project. Oh, there's cool people attached I'm friends with. Let's go do that, you know, versus the, hey, I really need someone. I'm filming in a week. Please, someone dropped on me. Can you please do this for instead? We're like, hey, would you like to join our cult and be part of the Campus Heroes cult where we're going to go in the middle of the night go film a cop show?
How many, off the top of your head right now, if you had to shoot out a number in 3 seconds, how many meetings do you think we will have in total after the end of this week?
By the end of this week?
Yeah. Because we have two. Oh, I have two.
I'd say over a dozen.
You only have, right? Over a dozen?
Over a dozen for sure. Including these producer meetings.
Shit, yeah, you're right.
15.
I didn't think about these meetings.
Easily 15.
You guys used to be like just like friend hangouts.
Exactly. I was about to say, I was like, I was like, no, this is where I had dinner. Oh no, this is a meeting. I forgot.
Right. But the thing is, though, each one of these we get so much done, and it's like, oh, cool, blah blah blah. Like we have this done, but it was still, oh yeah, that was a casual, refreshing, you know, energizing moment.
One of those meetings was also me filming my first project.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever talk about that? What that was?
Yes, it was a bunch. I was using a Nikon FM10 for everybody.
Black and white film camera.
Black and white, because I'm Marty and didn't have a choice. And so I made a cute little story based on truth of someone going to packing a nice basket for a picnic and then forgetting the blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Something I've done.
Yep.
Yeah.
You've done that before?
Stop that.
But the twist was
the person that this picnic dude was meeting was a Sasquatch and a pig.
And who played our beautiful, beautiful actor, Sasquatch?
Sasquatch.
That was the wonderful Carl, and starring his pet pig, Larry.
You have to go out and buy the Sasquatch suit, Carl, or did you have that lying around in a box?
Yeah, I bought it for $400 to $500 for Redneck Richie.
That's nice.
It looks good, Redneck Richie. Like, you're in the Squatch costume for that?
No, that was some guy named Steven.
Steven was the Sasquatch outfit.
Yeah, because he's like the tallest person we know.
Gotcha. He really nailed the anatomical walk of the Sasquatch.
Yeah, the like Patterson Grimley footage,
Exactly.
like replica.
Yeah, just the.
Yeah.
Which the thing is, if you speed that footage up to like 1.5 speed, it's just a dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So.
And it shouldn't have a penis.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
No, like I think they did it. Considering like that's like whatever 1954 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Like the costume design that they like did. Like that's great. Like good for them.
Right.
I'm now thinking about you as soon as you got this. You're just on the phone with customer service, like, yeah, so, I don't know, I kind of just thought there'd be a dick.
Yeah, we have to add it.
As if Carl didn't have that conversation on the phone.
Yeah, totally.
Down to the knees.
As if Carl had the phone bill minutes to call customer service.
Like I wrote a whole script around that. I don't know if you remember me pitching that to you.
Which one?
Like the 3-footers, like Bigfoot.
You told me. Actually, hold on. How much time we at? 23 minutes. Perfect. Carl, since you're on as a guest, and I think I'd be remiss. You're obviously going to be back on, but I'd be remiss. I want to do a recurring series where you have to pitch to me on the spot, like improv, or you can pull one that you've done before, but I want you to pitch to me a script.
You want me to do
Right
it right now?
Right now.
Okay. So Dear Person.
There it is.
Is the story of two guys who are both ex-criminals and they're like getting new legal identities. It's not witness protection, it's more private. One of them faked their deaths, the other one like ran away from like Venezuela or something.
Right.
So they're living together in this house that's like run by the guy who owns this business where he gives the people their new identities and stuff. But episode 1, they have not gotten their new identities yet. They're like just got here. So one of them, his name is, well, I'll just call him Josh for now. He is an ex-cartel leader.
Uh-huh.
Think like El Chapo or something like that.
Right.
But it's kind of like his whole career. He's the kind of like drug lord who's like, oh my gosh, like you're using child slaves? Like how much are you paying them? What do you mean? He's the cartel lord who like wants like unionized workers and stuff. He wants them to be well paid.
Right.
He wants to promote like positive work ethics and stuff like that and not have child labor.
Right.
So eventually, obviously shit gets too real, drug war, stuff like that. So he fakes his death, and it becomes this huge, like, international conspiracy theory, mystery type of thing. Everyone with a neckbeard is, like, has their own theory about what happened to the venomous anteater.
Right.
Yeah, what happened to this guy? But anyways, he's here, like, living this new life as a normal person, trying to get a job. So we follow him and his roommate, White Supremacy Bob, who is this hulking knucklehead with a lot of strange habits. So that's the basic premise. Episode 1, he does get a job thanks to like a contact that he has in the city that he lives in, but he ends up over the course of about a week bankrupting it and pretty much destroying his chance at having a normal life, and ends up pet sitting a pig instead.
Nice.
Oh.
What's your ideal cast for this? If you have a dream cast, anyone?
Okay, I was gonna say Elijah Wood, but no. Maybe Josh Connolly from Film Riot.
Oh, okay.
I would love to give him a serial role because I think he's talented and I think he could do this to play Josh. White Supremacy Bob is an unknown actor. He hasn't been found yet. Like someone think like Sir Gregor or the Hound.
Oh, really?
He's this monstrous guy, but he talks like this.
Right.
He's like, oh, hey Josh, I'm home.
The thing was, every time you describe it, I always think of Kyle Gass from Tenacious D.
Oh, okay.
That's how I always think of it. I know what you describe is totally different, but I just thought of that.
Yeah, just if we imagine this, like I actually have a picture of like a naked model, unfortunately, who's like exactly like what I'm going for. But just imagine a hulking, like obese, like not obese, but like overweight and muscular, bald, like white T-shirt covered in like coffee stains and stuff. Type of just really nice guy who claims to be like have fought in World War II and stuff, but he looks like to be around 40 years old.
And is this like a Netflix series? Is this like a serial content or is this web content?
Well, it's definitely a. I don't want it to be a web show.
Right.
I want this to have a budget.
Uh-huh.
But I like strangely I feel like Squatchland Yard could still be a Netflix show.
Yeah.
Because you could scroll through and be like Squatchland Yard, oh, like, and then keep on scrolling until your friend says like, oh, you should watch it. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Dear Person, I could see as a network show. That's where it deserves to be.
TBS or.
But I'm gonna be honest, I was expecting a lot more just like uhs and I don't know, maybe he's like X. So, but you personally,
well, does it sound compelling?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I want to see how like a drug cartel matches along with the white supremacists.
But they're both really nice people.
Yeah.
Like they're roommates. They mostly get along, except for White Supremacy Bob. Like of course, like is still
has his little bouts.
He's actively still a criminal.
His flaws are a little bit more open. I'd say.
Yeah, he like like it's like not really the white supremacy that bothers him. It's more like the little things.
Yeah.
Like White Supremacy Bob will like take his toothbrush, like his roommate's toothbrush, and start brushing his eyeballs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
but for the most part, it's like they're like duo, you know. Like they're in this together. They're both in this new strange place. They both have like past that they can't talk about, which makes obviously that makes it hard to find a job.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the one where one of the episodes is the non-white supremacy Rob guy goes on a date and tries bringing the girlfriend, the girl back to the apartment, and there's like entrails spread everywhere, and he's like, "Dang it, Bob, did you do this again?"
That was like a skit, kind of like based off those characters.
Okay,
but it wouldn't make like the show itself is supposed to be like really, really heavily workshopped, well written.
Gotcha.
Drama, because it's a comedy, but it has like some really hard drama. Like his past is really just like both of them have really disturbing past, and like moving forward, like the first time they bond is like they move into this house together, but it's a terrible neighborhood that they're living in. So like someone tries to rob them, but he's robbing like former cartel leader and this white supremacist ex-hitman. So of course they like end up killing the burglars. They can't call the police or anything because they don't have legal identities.
Right.
They're both criminals in this new place, so together they have to hide the body. And like that's their first way of bonding. Episode 1.
Nice.
That's a good one. That's a good pilot.
This is flushed.
Yeah.
I like it. What I'm interested with Carl is because like I'm really excited about Campus Heroes because it's the first time I've seen Carl just direct. Like typically it's like, oh, it's either something he was like a brainchild of, wrote whatever, he had a compromise with someone else, or he just made himself.
I compromise everything.
I know, yeah. For sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like the compromise comes from a lot of it, just like the world affecting you, time, budgeting, the fact you don't have an unlimited amount of money to pile in.
Senator Binks, man.
The secret I'm slowly learning, and I could be wrong here, but I think that is the secret, that all storytellers have to make. They all compromise.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think I like Hammerhead. I don't want to write a superhero film alone. I don't want to start even like thinking about it until I asked all three of you guys to be down for it, and you are.
We
now
are.
I feel
Totally
comfortable.
down.
I don't want this to be like I'm writing this. I need help every
Right.
step of the way, or else it's not going to be good.
We're there for you, buddy.
The thing
We're
is-
believe it.
There is opportunity for us to do thesis senior year.
Dude, seriously, the way my senior year is going to be planned out, I was going to be writing a thesis in the fall, and then I was going to do, what's it called? Spring. I was going to do screenwriting thesis. So I was going to write 2 theses, and I think I'm down for this to be one of them. Absolutely.
Like if we took advantage of the school to make 30 minutes of an actual high budget feature film,
Yeah.
we're set.
Yeah.
We have all this equipment, all these people who are
We have
interested.
a mocap lab.
We have a motion capture studio. That is true.
It wouldn't be the first
And I know
time
how
I
to
got
use
ahead
it.
on our schoolwork.
No, yeah, and then so we end the semester with 30 minutes of a feature film that we're all making that's going to have a theatrical release.
This inspired me. I'm gonna end instead of doing the typical question to you guys or anything like that, because I feel like that was like the earlier part when we were just kind of experimenting with the podcast.
Sure.
I think as of right now, to warn you guys, the podcast from now on is gonna be a lot more filling you guys in on what's going on with Campus Heroes, updates, keeping you guys like if we start casting and we really start getting along with one of these cast members, we could bring them on the podcast, have them talk about acting in their work.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
I know, right?
God damn, you think
Or we could bring on a DP and talk
Rain, crew,
their
cast.
If there's one on the podcast producer, right?
Whoa.
But yeah, I think a great way to end this is a little piece of advice from film students to possible future film students,
Yeah.
future filmmakers. And this is mine. Do not listen to your professors ever. Every time your professor's going to tell you, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. And you're in other classes at the same time, so you're going, if my anthropology professor told me not to plagiarize and I plagiarized, I get an F. But when your film professor says, no music, it ruins the atmosphere.
Uh-huh.
You don't want to be the only person without music because no one else is going to follow that rule, right? If someone tells you no car scenes without a signed permit, do the car scene. Because once it's done, like literally the way a professor introduced Carl's web series, like the Redneck Richie one, to us, they were like, yeah, you know, I told them not to use weapons or use school equipment with this or use moving vehicles, but I think it turned out great and it was everyone's favorite from last year, so anything goes, really. You know, I feel like that best summed it up, where it was like they just went for what was good, they did their own thing, and, you know, it's like, it's only an issue if you mess up, if that makes sense. So if someone tells you, like, no soundtrack, and the music you choose is horrible, or if someone tells you no weapons, and you use really garbage Nerf guns instead of, like, actually going all out, like, to make it look good, then yeah, you deserve to get in trouble for it. But if you do it correctly, no self-respecting film professor is going to be like, oh, actually, never mind, like, you know, you're actually going to fail this because you broke the rules. They're always going to be like that, and if you're one of the people that does break the rules, you're already behind, you know? So if you go into a film class and, you know, you have it planned out, and it's your first production class or whatever, have everything planned out already. Like, have everything going, these are ideas I want to make, these are things I want to do. If you go into a class and they tell you, know this, know that, know, unless it's like you join a documentary class, you want to make a feature film, like, screw you. But, like, other than that, it's kind of like, you're paying these people, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars by the end of it, you know? Like, you're paying a lot of money for college. You might as well, like, milk it out for the most it is. You know, if you have a good equipment checkout program, take classes that give you the equipment. You know, if professors make things that you like, stalk those professors and be like, hey, I want to, like, you know, learn more from you. I want to go to your office hours, kind of thing.
My advice is don't graduate.
Right.
Just take advantage of what you need from the university, which is obviously networking and the resources, the classes that actually relate to your career. But anthropology is not going to help you in your film career at all. Mathematics, whatever. So
Yeah, good point.
just say that's okay. What people are probably going to be looking for when you're trying to actually get a job in the industry is not, did you get an RTF degree? They're going to be more interested in what you've done.
Right.
And
what
who you know.
Who you know is a big part of the film industry. But what experience you have and what you're actually capable of, and that you can prove that to them. So if you just go through the whole RTF like guidelines and like graduate with a degree, just cruising through it like most people are, then it doesn't matter.
It's
compared to us like making Campus Heroes.
It's the weirdest thing that if you do everything right with RTF, you messed up. That, like, if you follow the path laid out for you where they want you to take 317 and then 318 the next semester, right? Like
The prereq classes for
sure, yeah.
production.
To get to the upper class.
Yeah, to
levels.
clarify, there's like 4 lower division classes before you start getting actual real classes.
Yeah.
Almost everyone that I know that actually knows how to filmmake speeds through those. Like they double up, they get whatever. While like the way they want you to do it is, and I know people who took the entire time who like made it to senior year and they're still in their intro production classes, and I'm like, how? You know, like how did you let them put training wheels on you so hard? You know?
Yeah, I did
Exactly.
5 RTF last semester. Almost did 5 this semester. 5 the semester before.
Right.
So
You ready?
just RTF. I have nothing else.
when you first said that, you're like, don't graduate. I was like, okay, there's like some symbolic
Like,
meaning. I'm missing
stay
something
in
because I've been,
university?
yeah. I was like, just stay there, like forever the student. I get that. I didn't get what you meant until it hit me, and I was like, I see what you're saying. Because at the end of the day, even though it's programmed in our brains, you know, go to college, get a degree. That's just like the typical route and everything. At the same time, in certain extent, certain situations, we're artists, and sorry to say, but artists can never truly follow like a constricted regimen or something like that. Artists in its natural form is like free thinking, creative people that kind of have to move as they go, as they advance in their careers. So when he says you don't need to graduate, sometimes you don't need to graduate. You just need to you need to use the resources you're given. That's the best thing about this university. You know, the best thing about being an RTF student here is that you're taking classes with people. You're in the same room with a lot of people that are also itching to make things, that have skills, that have equipment that you don't, that you can come together to actually make stuff. So networking, of course, is really important.
Absolutely.
Jumping back to Ethan's thing, though, when he said don't listen to your professors, what I have to add on to that, because I agree with it, what I have to add on to it is when they say don't do something, that's because they have an idea of what your project is, and that's their expectation of it. Their expectation is probably very, very different from yours. And if you, in your mind, if you know, no, I need to do this, no, this needs to be here, this character should say this, then guess what? That's your expectation, and it's going to be all the difference. Because if they already have an expectation of what your thing is, it's something that they've seen, they're basing it off something, it's probably not your original idea, so it's just going to fall into the plethora of other things that are created. You have to make your thing. And I'm sure you've heard that 1,000 times, but that really does matter.
That's really good advice. I think my advice is don't be passive. Don't be an RTF major and just in those lower division classes where you're doing media studies stuff. Like, actively don't wait for a production class to actually push yourself to start making things. Start making things.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And what's interesting about Carl's advice is the advice isn't don't go to film school. Like a lot of people who are successful, it's like, well, what you learn isn't from film school. Like Carl is saying, like you can go there and like meet people, network, and like find actual people in the industry who like know what they're doing.
Learn skills.
But the rule of it is like don't get caught up in the school culture because it's like it's almost like they're antonyms, right? Like film school and then like filmmaking are almost like synonymous with each other.
Yeah.
They don't really like they're oil and water. The act of making something cool and unique, whatever, isn't going to be made in the classroom where they're saying, "All right, guys, let's break down the whiteboard the elements of a cool story." How about this? How about that? How about that's how everyone ends up making the same thing? So, be unique, be original, and most importantly, find a team because you can't make any of this by yourself.
Yeah.
With that, I think that wraps up our first podcast back. I think a little bit of dust in the beginning, but we got it all wrinkled out.
I think so.
Yeah, we're back in the game. Instead of the typical Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday release, because of the nature of our schedules, this is going up as one giant block. You're probably hearing this on the weekend, so be sure to check the description for our Patreon. It's patreon.com/cattleprod.
Ooh.
Be sure to check it out for the budget. Please, any money you can, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with any random person that follows you on Twitter. Just bring it out there. If you want to see something that's really cool that we promise is going to be amazing and its full potential, you need to get this thing funded. So
A minute of your time, $1, any amount at all.
yeah, any dollar, any amount of money you put in will put you on the email list, which will get you cool behind-the-scenes access, cool photos, cool everything like that. So
We got a really good photographer.
We did, so it's going to definitely be a good part. You're going to be part of a family, I guess, of the Campus Heroes team, and you're going to follow us through this crazy production process. So, thanks for listening, everyone. Be sure to stay tuned because next week we'll hit you with another podcast. And thanks for listening. Be safe out there.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.